Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gatia, where the populace are at the mercy of elemental chaos, unpredictable weather, and giant stone men falling from the sky. Our story
Fuck
this
that guy.
evening continues to follow the adventures and exploits of the Measure as they now begin to observe the aftermath of their battle with Myrna and what has become of their home. During our session tonight, those of you that are out there in chat will be interacting with you all to the best of our ability. But so as to not break the flow of our role play, we will be primarily responding through chat as to not do what I said. Oh, as opposed to verbally. Sorry, I don't know this script by now, and I've said it 40 times. We take a short break around 9:30, and when we come back from said break, we'll have a few moments to check back in with all of you lovely people. And of course, last but not least, be excellent to each other. Does anybody got anything they want to touch on before we jump in to all of this? Anybody?
I hope everyone's been sleeping well.
Yes. Yes. Sleep is good. God, sleeping is good. um, Trish.
Yes. If you are watching this on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications and things like that. We're also 10 followers away from 100.
10!
So thank
A
you all.
fucking 10! Yeah, that's awesome. I just realized that I'm posting promotional things in Discords without the address.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
you
Yeah,
didn't
this
have to
is
say
me.
anything, bud.
I know I didn't, but I'm an honest guy. Anyway, sorry. It's been a long day. All right, well, yes, as Sora said, hit the bell, follow us on here, please. We're so close. This week on Friday for the Adventure Continues, please tune in. I'm going to post about this on my personal Twitter account. Sorry if you don't mind to retweet it. This week's The Adventure Continues is going to be focusing on a recap of Arc 1, which we have just wrapped up last week with our fully in-person session. If you haven't seen that yet, you should go watch it. And for Arc 1, I'm going to be basically recapping a bit with everybody and answering any questions that the crew might have that I'm able to answer. But the opportunity to ask questions is also extended to the rest of you. Unanswered questions or just curiosities in general about maybe why certain things happened or whatever. So if you have questions about Arc 1 and you're not one of these lovely people here with me, please feel free to shoot me a message on Twitter or on my personal account at North Star Hero, or you could also send them over to at BBEGTTRPG, which is of course our main account. I don't have chat up right now. I'm sure that the link tree has buzzed by chat by now. That's where all our socials are. So
Sure
you can find
hasn't.
us through there. Sure hasn't. Okay.
Now it has.
Yay. Yeah, so with all that said, we'll do a quick recap of last session. Last time, here on Welcome to Greystand, the Measure swept through the rest of Greystand, the northern portion of the village, where the corruption of Myrna had started to grow into the village. The Measure managed to find the rest of the villagers that they were looking for, as well as learn about the untimely passing of Gorn and Braylon Earth. Soon after collecting the villagers and ushering them to a safe place within the village, their old allies, James and his small group of companions from Saxondale, between the two groups, they devised a plan. The Saxondale group stays in Greystand to keep Greystand safe, while the Measure goes out to Myrna and finally does away with her. a very long and arduous fight after a day and a half of travel, and the measure reigned victorious. The death of Myrna ending with a loud shattering noise as Rena's rapier pierced her chest.
It was my scimitar.
Scimitar.
Sorry, I had to say
I
it.
don't
The
know
flame
why I
blade.
forget.
My flame blade, yeah.
Okay. At her death, a individual rained down from above, a man of stone, landing on top of the corpse, the lower half corpse of Myrna. As he stood up, standing at roughly 8 feet tall, looking down amongst all of you, stated, "I am Malachite of the Earthen Gattasy. I have come to take you home." As he looks down to Ulrich. Currently, the measure is a bit beat up. Rarissa being incapacitated or unconscious on the floor next to Rena, and everybody else just in really bad shape. We're going to go back to that moment.
Oh, would you look at that?
Here?
Hmm?
Yeah, we were all,
Ulrich
like,
was in
surrounded
melee
here.
with. Yeah.
Okay, you can move him, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't remember exactly where everybody was, so I should have taken a picture.
I have a picture.
You do?
I do.
Oh, I should have asked you for it.
You should have. You literally told me to take a picture, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll take a picture. And
Oh,
it's actually up close and personal, too.
of course.
Hell yeah.
That's literally how we ended. You're
What was
welcome.
it? I was just like, oh yes.
Well,
I know that those two were kind of in the back, so. But this individual towers over you, waiting for some sort of response to his words.
gonna completely ignore him and give Rarissa a potion of healing. I believe it's a potion of healing, correct?
Yes.
It was
Rena's
the
freaking out.
tier.
The tier?
The tier of healing.
The,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
the
yeah.
first one.
Greater,
right?
superior, lesser.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me roll that for 2d4 plus 2.
Hey, Sora, if you want to toss that picture into general on the Discord so people could see
Oh,
that.
sure. I certainly can.
If you want, yeah, when you have a second, obviously.
Wow.
Did you roll snake eyes?
Almost good?
Almost min healing. All right, you get 5 HP back.
Oh.
Hey, outstanding. That's the important part.
Where did it go? There we go.
Was the picture going up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So used to clicking on these now. I have to roll for all of them physically. And I'll do a quick medicine check. That's
Okay.
more like 23.
This is a medicine check.
Yeah, on Marissa, just to be sure.
She's stable. You're conscious, Rarissa. Just a little fucked up right now, but she's okay. Otherwise,
Being grappled by her sister. Big hugs.
Yeah, I can see her being like, oh.
Yes.
Ulrich's attention is split pretty evenly between this individual and Rarissa. It's clear that both weigh pretty heavily on him. He just the shock on his face.
You hear your friend, your inner friend, just go, "Whoa."
Is that really all you have to say right now?
It's he's very overwhelming. There's a lot of power emanating off of him.
Once Ulrich can see that Marissa is okay, once
Mhm.
she's sitting up, even.
Sitting up, being hugged tight, taking more damage from the squeeze.
Didn't hear that, Sora.
Probably.
Ulrich's gonna look at Malachite, was it?
Mhm.
Home. You're gonna take me home? Is that what you said?
He looks at you as you speak, and he just nods his head once. His expression is very, I don't want to say stoic.
Stone-faced?
But yeah, it's very stone-faced. Yeah, I mean the irony, but yes.
Uh-huh.
And see anyone who's watching Ulrich can see him chewing on the inside of his cheek. I think a lot of the party, probably, you know, with some nuance to it, would admit that Ulrich has a bit of a sour attitude. But just the contempt that is radiating off of him, I don't think any of you have seen anything like it from him before.
Tim will stand up and say, excuse me, the fuck do you mean home? It's about a day and a half that way. You're what, 28 now?
What's
Yeah,
that?
Me?
Yeah, Ulrich. Ulrich is
26.
26. It's been 20 fucking years? This is home. Who do you think you are? Malachite?
I think he thinks he's Malachite of the Earth and Gaddacy.
Think you're the
I'm-
originator? Huh?
I am Malachite of the Earthen Gaddacy, guardian to Zorua. Or Zaura, sorry. I have come to bring back those that have been sent out. It is not safe here anymore. And
Oh,
he
it was safe
kinda
before. Cool.
Safer.
You want to
Safer.
elaborate on that?
How, what? You're asking to elaborate how it's not safe, or?
Yeah. What qualifies as safe for you? What meets the criteria? What's your concern?
A number of beings of great chaotic and elemental power are being summoned or awakened. Their presence will bring the complete destruction of this region.
Yeah, what do you think we've been doing? And he to fucking Myrna. What's her
He looks down at his feet, where her lower half has been smushed beneath his feet, and he just goes, "Oh." He steps
It
off
sounds
her.
to me like you shouldn't be taking people out of this region. You should be bringing them here.
I'm only a messenger. The Gaddacy worry for their own.
Oh, news to me. Thank you.
Worry for their own. Okay. Okay. I think there's a dissonance here. How big is this guy?
8 feet.
8 feet. Okay, so he's
Very
medium size.
broad. That is large.
Oh, he's large.
Hmm.
Look,
Just barely considered large.
Malachite of the Earth and Gaddacy. We've had a long month. Gonna need some rest. I take it that you've got at least a day to bring back our fellow here, who you claim as your own. I'm a little hot-tempered, and I don't want to do any more damage than I probably should. So how about we meet back, later. Give us a few days, get some rest, get some things settled. Our house needs to be in order, and then we'll discuss this. How's that sound to you?
Give me a persuasion roll.
And how's that sound to you, Ulrich?
A few days can't hurt.
We're gonna need at least that much.
Can't say I have any intention of going anywhere, frankly.
That's great. It's great. But maybe Mr. Malachite could offer some insights. Persuasion. That is a 17.
He looks at the lot of you, observing your condition. And he just gives you a nod, a confirmation.
Fantastic. Do you know where our village is, Malachite?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, we want to meet at the apiary. Sound good to everybody? We want to scare the whole village with Malachite trying to just travel through the town.
He's staying with us.
No, but he can meet us there. It's going to take us a day and a half to get back. And
A little more in the woods. So.
we're going to need rest, and I don't want to have to travel a day and a half back out here just to talk with him.
He's taller than Uthal.
He is.
Well, the apiary, as Tim said, is probably a good idea. It's closer to the woods, so easier to not scare the village.
Yeah, it's a little out there. And you're the only person that works there currently, Marissa, so I don't think we'd have to worry too much about
It's
frightening
delayed,
the
but-
townsfolk.
Ulrich just gives Retta this look, like, seriously? Like,
What did I miss?
Oh,
I
the height
see.
thing?
I said he's taller than Uthal.
Oh.
We should also probably hurry back because we don't know what happened at the village while we're gone.
Yeah.
We want to hustle.
I need to see if Talia is still there. That's going to be fun.
Malachite, you know where our village is. I trust you can make your own way there. Do you know the apiary we're talking about?
I do not know your village thoroughly.
It's on the western side, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Understood. Yeah, that is correct.
You know what an apiary is, right? I don't know if they keep you holed up wherever.
I am
I-
aware of what an apiary is, but I have never seen one. They do not have them where I am from.
Right.
Bees do not flourish in our home.
Yeah, I'd love to touch base on that, but in a few days. All right, let's see. I'm just gonna kind of open a book real quick. Today is Septa. We want to meet on Quinda? The 22nd? Sound good?
Are you asking him or are you asking
I'm
everybody?
asking everyone.
Okay.
Or we can do sooner. I mean, we'll be back sometime in about 2 days. Is it Duoda? Is this really time sensitive, Malachite?
You have a week's time from today, at
All right.
most,
Okay.
till we must speak.
Okay.
We'll
I'm
see
good
you
with
in a
that.
week then.
Well, let's aim for Quinda. I think that's a good middle. Gives us plenty of time, I think, to get most things taken care of, and he'll be allowed some time. That way he's not in a rush and we don't have to rush our conversations.
He's nods confirmation.
Gonna close my book. Make sure Marissa's standing up, help her up if she needs it, and usher everyone out. Actually, hold on. If you wouldn't mind moving your foot, Malachite.
Oh, he took a step back. I'm assuming you mean off of Myrna.
Yeah.
He took a step back when he noticed he was standing in creature.
Husk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna perform an investigations roll and
Okay.
see if I can't get anything out of this woman. I wanted to get a staff, but might be a little far fetched now. Oh, that's an increase. Okay, that is a 22.
So, what exactly are you trying to get out of this check? What are you looking for?
Well, if her body's made of ironwood, I'd like to take some samples. Easily enough, right? If it's not ironwood, I'm looking for any objects, or even if there's no objects, if it's just plant matter, I'll probably take a few samples just to analyze.
So, okay, looking over the lower half of what is left of Myrna as the upper half had erupted. It's disturbing. It's a little gross. Basically, her body was skin, human skin, wrapped around ironwood. Her legs like braided ironwood branches that were just wrapped in Levana's skin. And you can find amidst all of this some of the leaves that were left behind that covered her, the ironwood leaves. So you have about 2 legs and a waist of ironwood for a average female human size, and the leaves, I mean, you could find them, but there's not a ton of them left.
I'm gonna cast detect magic on the legs,
Okay.
or just in this
that
general area.
does that have a verbal component?
Yes, it does. Thank you for the reminder.
Yes, sir. Thank you for all the reminders last week, because I fucking forgot.
Teamwork. Ooh. All right. What qualifies as 100?
All zeros.
Zero.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
0, 0, and 0.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's 100.
So 0, 0, and 1 doesn't.
That's a 1.
Damn. I guess
You
I'm not
can't
doing it.
begin to get the verbal components out to speak the spell.
All right. I'll just hoist the legs.
You are only, it's supposed to be X amount of rounds, but it's just 1 round. So by the time you have those legs hoisted, your voice starts to come back.
Cool.
So,
I'll
and
throw
I
some
will
leaves
say-
in a bag.
I will say that mixed these legs, it is like skin and human viscera wrapped around these ironwood branches. Like, it's gross.
Okay.
It's not just like paper on wood. I think with that high of an investigations roll, I will say like she in Myrna. Well, so when you walked up to this clearing, Lavana was on her knees on the ground, and she had that tendril in her back. By whatever means she did it, she entered Lavana through that tendril,
That would
and
explain the hole in the temple.
yeah, and basically ate out her insides and filled in with her own body. I see you, Luna. I see you. Damn it. She made herself a Lavana suit. So.
On a snack.
Mm. Yep.
Okay. 71's better. Prestidigitation on the legs. Let's clean this up.
Oh, you're aiming to remove the viscera?
Yeah, let's
Okay,
clean this up
yeah.
at least a little
Is
bit.
Malachite just standing there?
No, he's actually already started to walk away in the direction of Greystand.
Okay, good.
Heavy foot as he goes. You probably can't hear the noises I'm making, can you? Damn it.
A little bit of it.
Yeah. It's okay. I got this. Yeah, he's assuming this is what you were going for, he is out of earshot currently.
I just wanted him to be gone.
Oh yeah. I mean, you could probably still hear him walking away a little bit.
Mhm.
Like listen, you could hear the heavy footfalls, but he's already through the tree line. Well, you know, the state of the forest, you probably can still see him because the trees and everything are still look like they have some sort of rot from the ironwood on them. So
You can see Ulrich watching him go.
mhm.
Just death stares. Sorry, you were prestidigitating.
Yeah, easy enough. A little, you might have to put a little extra work in to fully clean them. And I don't mean magical means, just like you're going to have to remove the skin. And
Yeah, I'll get my hands dirty.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep going if that's all right with you guys because it's still bugging me. I'm going to try and cast Detect Magic again with my subclass's short ritual casting feature.
Okay.
I rolled a 98 this time.
Okay. Yeah. So I want you additionally to give me an
Arcana?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Can't remember if I used my inspiration. Pretty sure I did. Oh well. That's a 15.
A 15? That's bad.
Yeah, well I rolled an 8.
Damn. I mean, I'd say that's bad. So you are detecting magic on this wood, and you don't detect a school of magic, but as you're casting the spell, it's like you get this different perspective, right? It's like you get this little, it's almost like everything kind of goes grayscale almost, except for the magic, so you can really see it. And when you do this, you take on this perspective. The ironwood, it's almost like it's absorbing the divination magic that you are using to cast this spell. It's not like, weakening your spell. It's not taking anything from you, but it's from your estimation, it can hold this magical essence.
Okay. Does it look like my curse is also being drained? Or sucked in?
No. That is very rigid and sporadic.
Do I see any other magicalness in the 30-foot area around me? Other dead bodies? The summons that she had, the creatures?
Let me see. There is light signs of conjuration magic coming off of the dead body.
Okay, well that makes sense.
And also how far out does that spell go?
30-foot radius.
Where are you?
Click it in.
I will say
chat, just
that
for sure.
the effect of 30 feet. You're also noticing this property that you're seeing with the ironwood in your hands is also happening with the tower.
With what?
The tower.
Oh, the tower's still there, right?
Oh yeah. The tower is from it's giving you the same properties that I explained as if the tower itself is made of ironwood.
Hmm. I don't know what that means, JT. And I don't know what to do with it.
The ironwood is able to be imbued with magic.
Oh.
The tower is also made of ironwood.
So I could use this as a sort of magical item, crafting material. Or
You could,
Cassidy could, for sure.
with some sort of, putting some work into it, this is something you could enchant potentially, however you attempt to do this. It would take some time because it's not something you've done before, but it's something that's possible with this material.
What about the rot? The ironwood rot, I believe is what we've started to call it. Does it seem to be dissipating?
It's not. And you know what? Thank you for mentioning the rot, because the rot has necromantic energies that come off of that.
Well, that would explain Talia. Uthal,
Yes!
take a look at this tower, this spire.
Hmm.
Think you and your fellows could fell this?
Should we take a look inside first?
Is there an
Is
inside?
there an entrance? Is there?
There is a sizable entryway. No door, just an opening.
This seems like a problem for another day.
We're here. It'll take days to get there and to get back to the village and back.
Do we want to try going out a bit, taking a rest, and then coming back to the tower? Not going all the way back home? We do have James and his party out there back at the village watching over things. We were able
Brenna,
to
you want
fell.
to get back as soon as we can?
No, we can go in. That's fine. I mean, I'm feeling okay. I'm just worried about everybody else.
Marissa?
We can go inside the tower. I'm not in any rush to move anywhere. Well, but I'm still a little sore.
Marissa, give me a perception roll, please.
Wait, hold on. I gotta check something now. Right, it went up.
Wow.
I got a kraken.
Ooh,
So
very
that makes a
good.
total of 28.
Damn.
In this clearing, you notice a stranger amongst you all that you didn't notice before you went unconscious. A tall elven man with dark brown hair, dressed in a suit, sword in one hand. clothes now tattered. And he is approaching you hurriedly, sheathing his sword.
Does he still have the name tag around his neck?
Odds are he does not. I'm going to do a roll. There's no name tag around his neck. This is a stranger to all of you right now.
Ulrich's got his hand on his short sword.
He's running straight to you, and he gets on your level, and he just kind of got his hands on your shoulders. Are you all right? What?
Yeah.
What's the matter?
Are you?
No,
Who is this?
that's... He's very panicked, and he's looking around at all of you, and he's feeling this alienation. And he's looking back at you, Rarissa, and then he's looking at everybody else. And he gets right close to you. Look, and he goes to look at his chest, and he sees the tag is gone, and he puts his hands up, and he's like, I'm not going to hurt you. And he puts his hands like on your face, like, you know, like he cups your face, and he says, listen, don't look at me, close your eyes, don't listen, don't look, just listen.
What is this?
Doesn't seem to mean any harm.
Are you
Doesn't
complying
seem
with what
to.
he's asking?
Kind of looking around at everyone, and then she's like,
He slowly and gently presses his forehead against you. You can't forget me. If you don't see me walk away. You don't have to remember what I look like. Just remember my name. Remember Jewel. Some connections are special. Some connections, some bonds are stronger than anything. Rarissa, I want you to give me a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
yeah. "18?
With advantage. I only saw you swallow one.
No, I put both in my mouth.
Okay.
I fit them
He's-
both in there.
He's saying to just remember Jewel. And you all are watching him do this. And he's emotional. You know, he's starting to cry as he's doing this. And he's taking a couple of deep breaths. Yeah. I'll fix this. I'll find you again. And you all just watch as he starts, you see he starts to mutter something, and then invisible, gone. And Rarissa, Well, first of all, for the rest of you, whoever that, you don't even remember him being there. All memory gone once again. Marissa, you don't know why you had your eyes closed, but you have this name in the back of your head, Jules. You don't know why, but it's there.
Hey, were we meeting with someone?
Not for a few days.
He just left.
Okay.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I think.
We were gonna go into the tavern. No, tower.
I think she just needs some rest.
How big
She's
is the
saying-
tower?
As big as, well, actually a little bigger than Myrna once was.
Okay, so as far as like maximum occupancy, that's not actually that big.
No. It's maybe a 10 by 10 base, 10 feet by 10 feet. It's not very large.
Pretty roomy, actually.
I'm doing all right after the fight. I'll go in and check it out.
I'm coming with you.
You sure?
Oh, yeah. This stuff is a potential gold mine. I'm not leaving this behind.
What's gold?
You do know what gold is. You do know what
You
gold
do?
is. Yeah. It's part of what makes Electrum. So.
Yeah, we just
Wait,
we
so we're
haven't-
saying we have silver and gold, and we just decided that Electrum was the better plan?
It's what you have the most of.
Yeah, it's because our veins are too closely intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
I also like, cursing people with Electrum, so. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Entering the tower, there is no sense of internal architecture. This is a completely empty structure all the way up to the top. The inside is much more like what Myrna looked like on the outside. The inside is rigid, and it is a dark green, and in between the ridges of the walls it's like pitch black. This is, you can know by looking at it from the inside, this is most certainly ironwood that this tower is made of. The outside has a similar color, but it's more smooth. It looks like a building. It looks like something forged. So one could assume that this is what's left of Myrna's original form. Or tree form, I should say.
But it does seem designed, for lack of a better, like it's clearly
it's
the impression
looks
that
like,
I get. It's clearly like a tower, like it's an edifice.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Tim, what was the purpose of this?
Purpose of what? The tower? I didn't make it.
Let's
Don't ask me. I'm not the artificer.
let's theorize.
Okay. Well, it was to consume all. That's what she said. All right. Branches and roots can both have a pretty wide range. Roots tend to spread out, not so much deep, but they spread out horizontally pretty far.
Hold that thought. Can you still move Earth with magic the way you have been?
Yeah, but it has to be loosened for me to really move it. To excavate. Otherwise, I could just draw things in it. It's kind of purposeless.
I want to try to dig out the base of the tower.
You want to dig out the base of this tower, this tree. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We got Uthal. He's no Jerry, but we got Uthal.
Nobody's like Jerry.
No.
Okay. So you guys are gonna dig at the base of this tower
Is that something we can reasonably do quickly?
quickly. Well,
I mean, how much? You know,
you dig.
foreman on the job. How long is this going to take?
Yeah.
I'm estimating.
Well, I mean, you can't tell by just looking at it. You have to begin in order to get any kind of idea. You can't just look at it and say, yeah, it's going to take this long. Like, this is not something familiar to you.
Okay. Well, Ulrich is he's gonna exit the tower. He's going to relay his thoughts as such as they are to
Mhm.
Rena, Rarissa, Uthal, and everyone.
Mhm.
Is this something that we want to look at before we go?
Excavating the whole tree? No.
At least seeing what the situation is. I'm wondering.
Oh, you want to just dig a tunnel?
I
Try
want
and
to
get to
see
the
what
underside?
I just want to see what this tower is doing under the surface of the earth.
Okay. Uthal, we're gonna have to work together.
Yes. Right.
You got a hammer? Yeah, that ought to do some good.
I can have.
And Mold Earth is not vocal, so we can just have at it.
Is this a new spell?
No, that's one of my cantrips.
Mold Earth?
Mold Earth, that's what I've been using to shift dirt.
As opposed to shape water.
Yeah. Well, I've got that too.
Is Shape Earth
Yeah, hell of a
thing
dark.
also?
Shape Earth it's an actual spell, and it's I think it's 3rd or 4th level. Might be 2nd.
Oh, okay. So it's an improved Mold Earth. I gotta be honest, as long as I've been playing, I've never seen Mold Earth. I always just thought you were casting Shape Earth, and I didn't think anything of it.
Well, there's Stone Shape.
Yeah.
Alright. There's Move Earth. That's a 6th level spell.
That's probably what I'm thinking of then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not there yet. Unless you want
No.
us to be.
No. No. Yeah, that's the improved Mold Earth. Okay, anyway. So what's your idea with Uthal? What do you want to do? What do you want him to do?
I want him to start using his hammer to start loosening dirt. And as he's going, I'm shifting it out of the way. We're going to start trying to get to the base of this thing. We'll spend... what time of day is it?
Midday right now, around noon probably.
I think we can use a good 3 hours.
Okay. Let me...
Any objections?
I mean, Ulrich's going to suggest all hands on deck to shift the earth a little bit to make this go by faster.
No. Rarissa and I think probably Rena too should probably go towards the edge of the clearing, get in the shade, get some rest. It's hot out here. They're worn down. We saw the battle. Uthal did nothing but like lay things down. Did Uthal really get hit?
He didn't get hit. He did the hitting.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
he got hit a little bit, I think. I think the needle blights hit him a couple times, but other than that, no.
He was the
Ulrich.
main one doing the hitting.
yeah.
Ulrich will definitely help Dick.
I'm not sure if we have anybody else with us, other Goliaths.
Yep. Yeah, you do. Yeah, the other
but they
Goliaths
can-
are with you. Yeah.
And Cassidy too.
They can contribute. Cassidy should probably
Cassie's
stay with
pretty
the.
wrecked too.
Yeah, she should stay with the Rarissa and Rarina. Sorry, Rarissa and
Rarina.
Rina. Yeah, Rissa and Rarina.
All right. Well, Uthal's doing his best. It's just using that hammer to loosen the earth, if you will. So you
Well-
said you're gonna go for about 3 hours doing this.
Yeah, see what kind of progress we can make.
You dig in this central area. You're just like digging down the side, right? You're looking for the bottom, if you will.
Yeah, pretty much. We're gonna try and start on the outer side and kind of go down and under if we can, but
Okay.
we'll see what
hours.
roots.
After about 3 hours of doing this, you notice that the structure slants away, like the tower comes down and then it spreads out, and they are like roots that are coming off of it.
Okay.
Can we find where any of these routes terminate?
With the 3 hours spent, got you to the roots. Give me a nature roll. Give me a nature
Oh.
roll.
Okay.
Hmm.
Ooh, am I proficient in nature? I sure hope so. Oh, fuck yeah, I am. Okay, hold on. Do we count it? Fuck. Do we count as in the woods?
I'm gonna say yes for this. Yeah,
Okay.
you are technically
That's
surrounded by trees.
as a 16.
Okay.
I get double proficiency on nature in the woods.
Yeah. Tim, are you doing this as well?
Nature?
Yeah.
Sure. Would you roll, Ulrich?
16.
Okay. Nature. 19.
Okay. Well, between the two of you, you both observe the same thing. The roots where you find them coming off this tree are relatively, and
What?
they're relatively thick roots. So you're not vastly familiar with this type of tree, but more times than not, a tree's roots will eventually taper. With how thick they are, they could go out pretty far.
I wonder if we should, whenever we really get into this, maybe we should start at the edge of the clearing.
Maybe.
Other tree roots will be weakened. They'll be easier to get through, and we should be able to we might be able to just get up and under. Or under and up.
I don't know if they extend as far as this clearing. I think they might extend as far as the village.
Yeah, they very well might.
I think this might be how she's reaching it. She was.
But they might thin out enough for us to be able to get under it at the edge of the clearing. I don't know.
Maybe. A project for another time, I think. I think
Yeah.
we got enough for one day.
Great job, Uthal. We'll pull that alchemy jug out and see if we can get you some beer.
Ha ha!
Weethal, have you ever heard of mayonnaise?
What?
We're gonna have some fun.
Right.
Everyone ready to head out? Awesome. And I think we're on our way.
All right. So, you march off into the Irised Forest, headed east back home. By the end of the day, well, you still have a whole day's worth of travel ahead of you. So by the following night, you will find yourself back in Graced.
Do we get a long rest on the way back?
You do get a long rest on the way back. Amidst making camp, is there anything anybody wants to do? Conversations to be had? Anything like
I'll probably
Who's-
talk to Gloria. I don't expect her to be there and listen. Or I don't expect her to be there, but I'm hoping she'll hear me.
Okay. What would you like to say to Gloria? And do you do anything in particular to try and make a connection, if you will?
I'll just kind of meditate with the staff,
Okay.
like I would have for attunement,
Right. Okay.
and focus on that, and just kind of say quietly out loud. Well, Gloria, I think we took care of one of our obstacles. Whenever you and the other wisps are ready, just let me know. I'll be sure to keep an eye out. But I hope y'all are doing well.
Okay.
We may end up having to shift planes, going somewhere in the Feywilds, Arcadia. I hope you can still reach me there. I believe you're all in the staff, so it should be possible. But yeah, something for you to consider. Good night.
Okay. Noted. Anything else? Anybody?
Ulrich is not sleeping in the hut tonight.
That's a shame. All right, I'll talk to him another time.
The night goes without occurrence. There's no need for perception rolls. And your journey for the following day, which is a full day's journey, it is very quiet. Hardly even the sound of animals until you get really close to town and the foliage of the forest starts to grow in again. At least half of your journey has been with the experience of the dead, rotted tree and other sorts of surroundings. But by the time you get into Greystand, it is nighttime. Whereabouts would you be entering from?
I mean, I guess whatever direction the tower's in, right?
Right. Okay. So, I mean, you can enter, the apiary is the closest thing then, because that's usually the path you took. That's the most recognizable path.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
I'd love to say, let's all go back to the court and get some rest, or we could return to our families. But we should probably touch base with James and the guard. That's what right? Measure and the guard.
Something like that.
Straight
Can't
to
remember
the
what you
tavern.
nicknamed them. What was that, Marissa?
Straight to the tavern. Where we left everyone.
Any sign that Malachite has arrived at the apiary?
Give me a perception roll. Anybody that might be looking for Malachite.
Does this count? Okay, I know you guys get on my case for asking all the time, but we are on the border.
Yeah.
Are we in the woods?
If you're not in the village yet, then you're in the woods.
Okay. Then that will be a perception. You said
Mm-hmm.
that
If I were
would be a
you,
16.
I'd probably just start rolling with, if it was ever in my mind, if it could ever be contested, I'd just roll with the proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
You
I'd count
bring it
distance
up.
in the woods, yeah.
You do not see any visible signs of him.
Maybe he's out picking mushrooms.
A fucking bungle.
What?
Like a fucking bungle.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
did
I thought
say
you said
that.
bumpkin.
Bungles live on a mostly fungal diet. So.
They eat mushrooms.
Do
yes.
they?
Yeah.
They can be used like pigs to find truffles.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is
Incredible.
They also
Colby. This
they
is
also-
long established lore. Yeah.
They also make incredible fertilizer.
I didn't get a
Mhm.
book.
That's their that's their big
Even
thing.
if I
is the
had, I probably
fertilizer.
hadn't read it.
We should
They're-
make a like a like a natural encyclopedia book, for God's sake.
Yeah.
There you go.
101.
Yeah.
There we go. One day, gang, one day.
Perfect place to put the zodiac that Luna made too.
Yes. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff we can put in there. I'll have to show you guys. Amber did a it was for Halloween. She took one of those fake plastic pumpkins and she painted a night sky on it and she put in Gattian constellations that Luna came up with.
Nice.
It's pretty
I
cool. Yeah.
spotted it while I was there, and I was like,
Oh, did you? Yeah. Yeah, it's on top of our entertainment stand. We keep it out all year long.
Okay. So, pretty confident Malachite's not here.
No visible sight of him. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, entering Gray Stand, you said you were heading to the tavern. Okay. Stepping
left
past.
everyone.
What's that?
I was saying that's where we left everyone.
Was everyone exclusively at the tavern? Or was
Sure.
it split between? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
We
Yeah, you're
gathered
right, yeah,
everyone
yeah.
up, including the people from Tim's house.
Including the Thomases.
Yeah, we moved them
That-
carefully with a whole entourage.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
We had the guard
Mm,
there to help shuttle,
Yes.
along with some Goliaths.
Let me just grab something real quick.
Oh, I meant to tell Ricky that his parents were alive, but I guess he's figured that out by now.
He definitely knows by now. Yeah.
Can we have
Let me
the Gray
just-
Stand map when you get a chance?
Yeah. Give me
Thank
one
you.
second.
That's
So
okay.
I have a horrible memory when it comes to the names of James' companions. So let's see, let's get that. Get that mappy map.
I think I wrote them down.
Huh?
I think I wrote them down.
Yeah, I got him. I found him in my notes.
Okay.
Oh wait, that's north, south. There we go.
I don't know if
Sorry,
I got
gang.
the spelling right, but I wrote them down.
Yeah. Breaking through the tree line, passing the apiary, passing what was once Lavana Tree Sparks' house and the chapel or temple. Streets of Greystand are littered with corpses of plant-like beings. All of them a very odd amalgamation of flesh and plant, sinew and tree bark. Clearly some sort of individual being used as a support for the plant creature to engulf and use as a puppet. Making your way down the main road, or the only road, I suppose, you see standing outside of the tavern Viliana, the elven woman who's the captain of Saxondale's guard, and Thuldur, the salt and pepper hair, big full beard dwarven gentleman, standing on alert, and they turn and look at you as you begin to approach, and Veliana says to you, "Hold." Puts her hand up. You put your hand up, Arissa?
Yeah.
She sighs and nods. Well, how did it go?
It went.
Myrna's been
On.
defeated, but the tower still stands. I got her legs. Take them off my shoulders. Hold them up.
Lavana's dead as well. Oh, you don't know her. Never mind.
A
Disregard.
villager?
Yeah.
An obnoxious one. But yeah, villager.
Hmm. My condolences for your loss.
To some,
And-
I'd say even a cornerstone.
Hmm. And that is a interesting trophy you've taken, but to each their own, I suppose. Is the tower a threat? Is it still, or
It's
I shouldn't
it-
say still.
it's empty right now. We're not really sure what danger it poses, but to take it down seems like it might be a great endeavor.
But no danger lurks within that you can see?
No immediate one that we noticed.
None that we can see.
Right. Well, things have been calm for roughly a day, perhaps a little more than that. But there was, as you can see, and she gestures to the littering of plant corpses, if you will. There was quite an assault.
Did we lose anyone?
Somehow, no. That's not meant to sound nasty. It's just very fortunate.
Thank you for
Okay.
your help.
Well, it's not a problem. The rest of the people are still in the tavern. Am I to assume that you destroyed Myrna just over a day ago?
Yep. Close to noon. Does that match up pretty well with when the plants stopped coming?
Closely enough.
Okay. Well, we
Think-
might be able to relax a little bit, but I'd suggest we still keep our guard up. Thank you for all your help.
It may be. Stop me if I'm being too thorough. But if Myrna died around noon, 2 days ago, right?
It was a day and a half.
Day and a half. Can you remember if there was any of these things after about then? I want to know if they all just dropped when she died, or if there might still be more on the loose out there.
They certainly did not just drop. Their numbers thinned quickly, though.
They stopped generating.
But there might be stragglers. It's good to know.
There could be.
Thanks.
It's always good to be safe about. I'm not sure if I would disperse everybody back to their homes just yet, especially not in the dead of night. But it might be safe soon. Perhaps with some sort of thorough patrol. I don't know how hearty your arms are at the moment. Your guard, how much of them are left. But with some heavy surveillance, it may be safe soon. People to return home.
That would be nice.
It's amazing to hear.
All right, let's go inside. Is James inside?
Yes,
Fantastic. Thank you.
she opens the door for you. We will remain out here, resume our watch.
When are
Do you need us?
relieved?
Hmm?
When are you getting relieved of your watch?
Whenever they send someone out.
All right. If you need someone, you can come wake me up. I'm not gonna sleep. well
Understood.
anyway.
Inside the drunken dragon, it is quiet for a moment till a couple of individuals see you come in and they rise to their feet. Lennar runs to you, Rena, practically like tackles you. He looks like shit. Like, he looks like he's been fighting. He's got his fishing knife tucked in his belt.
Oh.
Your parents, Tim, are there. They immediately are aware of your presence. They approach you. The people you know, everyone, they're starting to come over and check on you, see if you're all right, and this silent tavern becomes a much more bustling. Valdine. Wait, did I say that right? Valdine. Okay. I said his name wrong like 30 sessions ago, and I can't shake it now.
It's your own
every time
NPC.
I know. There's over 70 of them. It's a miracle that I remember as many as I do.
He's a leader.
I know.
My God.
I have another character whose name starts with a V, and I mixed them up. I mean, Rena and Marissa are key characters, and I mix your guys' names up.
Well, we're Rowena now, so.
Rena, yes.
It's a forbidden ship. We're not going to stand for that.
The forbidden ship.
Someone out there is going to make fan
you don't-
art later down the line.
You don't make
Yeah.
sisters do that.
They will now because you said that. They're going to hear that and go, ah.
I can.
It can be
Val-
done.
Valdine pushes to the front of the crowd. What say you? What's the verdict? Is it
Lavana Treespark is dead. But so is Myrna. As I hold the legs up.
fucking legs? I swear to God. There is.
And I'll
This-
put them down and then I'll do a gesture right to Rena and say, "Behold, she who dealt the finishing blow."
She's probably
And
still
clap.
engulfed in the hug, and she's just giving a thumbs up and goes back to hugging Lenore.
At the mention of Lavana being dead, there is clearly a ripple, like across the people, of just sadness, honestly. The woman, despite the way she was to the twin, was a leader of sorts. And she wasn't loved by everybody, but there were a lot of people. 75% of your village went to those sermons every Sunday, which, by the way, I mentioned earlier, I don't know who all heard me, and I can say it for the people listening. Lavana / Myrna died on a day of nature's sermon, which I think is fucking poetically ironic, but
Yeah, teach her something about how nature works.
she got a whole lot of nature in the back of her neck, all right?
Teach her to love everybody and not be a. Anyway.
Nature nurtures, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There is a moment of shock, but when you mention that Myrna is dead, there is a cheer, just this, like everybody's cheering, happy for this. Like, Rena, you are all getting attention for this, like shaking your hand, hugging, everything.
Alaric has to politely decline every handshake that comes for him, and he can. It's so obvious how increasingly irritated he's getting, having to just having to say no over and over again.
They listen to you. They go to you, say no, they roll off you and to the next person nearest to them, and they're rejoicing in this glorious moment. I'm gonna change the music to the
Once
old
things kind of calm down a little bit, Tim will get the attention of the crowd again. And say, unfortunately, we're not entirely sure that the village is completely safe yet. Believe we've eliminated the immediate and worst threat, but the rot is still there, and the spire that the original tree turned into still remains, though hollowed and empty. And ask everyone to please remain here for the time being while we try and get things sorted out. Thank you all for your patience, and we're sorry for that we were gone for so long. But as you can see, as he gestures to James and any of his group that are in here, we weren't just dilly-dallying. This group right here, in case none of you are aware, or in case some of you aren't aware, is actually from another village called Saxondale. We helped them out with a problem they were having while searching for answers to our issue. And we've made some allies, and quite possibly, and I'd like to think so, friends. Though they're a good distance away. This is a great start to something I think that's going to be not only helpful for both villages here, but quite beautiful as well.
Valdine looks at James as you're saying this, and he's nodding in agreement to your words. We stand with those that stand with Greystone. This is the beginning of something. You're right, Tim. Perhaps we can begin to put things into motion to where our villages can work together, despite the distance.
You're here. Also, by the way, Valdine, they have a library. We don't. We got a lot of catching up to do.
Well, all right.
I'll pat him on the shoulder and I'm going to walk away and lean on these legs.
Tim, those are disgusting.
They're
Yep.
pretty clean now. By the way, I don't know if it needs to be said, there's no bones left. Like the wood replaced the bones, basically.
That's what I figured. As like
And then
they
some.
replaced like the muscle, ligaments, sinew, and bone.
Yeah. Yes, Rena.
Where's mom? She good?
Oh, yeah, she's there.
Okay.
She's good.
Okay.
She soon after Lennar came to you, she was up to you and just, kisses you on the head, and then she hugs Rarissa, just not hitting anything.
Okay. I just had to make sure.
Yes. Yeah. As far as you can tell, everybody that you left is still here.
Okay. Awesome.
You've got a few people that are off to the side that aren't really so mobile. Alun, Cassidy's dad's kind of, sitting down. Della, the Iron Rot sister, she's also saw 10. They're kind of off to the side, still kind of recovering from their wounds. Cure wounds does wonders, but to a degree, some injuries still require some, for those that are not of heroic status, still need some time to recuperate. So while they do seem happy with your return, they're currently unable to rush to you. So what are we doing? Rarissa, what are you
After-
doing? Oh,
Sorry.
it's okay. Here, let me. Here, I guess I should have just started naming people. Rarissa, what are you doing?
She's gonna look at everyone and see the, okay, everyone's okay, and she'll look at Tim and be like, hey, when do you want to go to?
Whispers? You cut out right at the last word.
Yeah, whispers. Where Talia is.
Pretty soon. Would you mind joining me?
Not at all.
Thank you.
I was actually going to ask if you wanted company.
I do. I'd like for you to join me given what I think I might have to do. Okay.
Anthea would, of course, find you, Arissa, and give you just the biggest hug that her tiny body can give. Just happy that you're okay.
She'd probably be like, oh, not too hard.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are you okay? Do you need anything?
I'm alive.
You better be. Don't make me come all the way back here twice. Smart. Rena, what are you doing?
Yelling at Lennar for fighting with his fucking fishing knife. So,
I worked with what I had. This is what I had, so I used it. I'm alive. It's okay.
you look like shit. Respectfully.
He gestures to the rest of the crowd. A lot of the people here look like shit. And Thea also, by the way, I meant to mention, like, she has like a cut right across her forehead. Like, she's pretty banged up as well. But she seems fine.
She's gonna, she's gonna pull him back in for a hug and just be like, I'm gonna teach you how to use a sword. I don't know when, maybe when everything calms down, but I'm gonna teach you how to actually use a weapon.
Oh. I mean, if you think it's necessary.
With the way things have been, yeah. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
But
Should we teach River too?
do you want to teach our son how to fight?
Stop calling him that. God.
Well, we all need to go
As
fishing
long
again
as he doesn't
soon.
run with it. I mean.
What do you have? A sword! No! He'll probably run with it.
He
Ugh.
probably will.
We're going fishing again soon, right?
As soon as they let us out.
Oh, they'll let us. I'll make sure of
Okay.
it.
Okay. Maybe we should make sure that we take Georgie with us, because I think he's gonna have some sort of heart attack if he doesn't get onto the water soon.
I believe that.
Yeah. Ulrich, what are you doing?
Ulrich, after fending off congratulations from however many people come up to him,
Mm-hmm.
and when he can kind of pull himself back a little bit, and he sees everybody talking and mingling and kind of sort of that buzz of victory that seems to be going around. He looks at Marissa and Tim and them talking. He looks over at Rena and Lennar, and he just slips out the front door.
Mm-hmm.
He heads around back so that he's not by the guard out front. Try not to let them notice him if he can.
Yeah, there's
He's-
probably a back exit.
Mm-hmm. And he heads out where it's dark and he's alone. He just kind of simmers for a minute. And then he thinks to himself, which is never really to himself. Fucking audacity.
The big guy?
All of them.
Yeah. Can't say I understand the whole picture. I mean, I only remember so much. So
Do you remember more than me?
I don't think so. I think I remember some basics. You know, there's an elder for every element. They have guardians. That is clearly a guardian. And man, those guys are weird. Or at least they can be. He seems pretty weird. He's too quiet for my liking. Not that I'm like, hey, he's a bad guy. He's too quiet. It's more like, how the fuck are you that quiet? This coming from someone who never shuts up. When he talks, he just, goes and goes. And like, we're here for a reason. A reason I never fully think I understood until now. I don't know how it works either. But clearly they know something's going on. Probably because of us. And others. There's got to be more than just you and me out here, buddy. And I don't mean in Greystand. We know there's other villages now. Look at the orbs. There's other villages. There's probably Gattacy in those other villages. There's probably one in Saxondale, and we just missed them.
I think you're right.
I think
Anywhere that the envoys were visiting, they'd have reason to send one of us.
Maybe. I don't know if they're connected. I don't know if the Gattacy know about the envoys, but they could. I mean, I always had the impression they were pretty resourceful. And I don't know, man, but they know something. They know something's going on. And it looks like they're trying to pull us back so we're out of harm's way, but I don't know, I don't like it.
Do you think we should go with him?
Like, to stay? No. I don't want to. I mean, I'd rather... If there's all these other problems out here, I don't know what your inclination is. I mean, Greystand is great, but if everywhere else is fucked, it's just a matter of time until they get us. If I had my own two legs, my own way to move around, I'd try and do something about it. I don't know if that's your inclination too, but that's what mine is. I'd rather do something about it than go run and hide.
I don't think I know what my inclination is.
I could appreciate, I can appreciate that they want to protect their people, but this just doesn't seem like the right way to do it.
But now, though, now they want to protect me. They left us in the woods, 6 years old, a child.
Yeah. I don't know why they do things the way they do, but I hear you. I agree with you. We're the same age. I get it. I didn't like it either. I mean, I was a lot quieter back then, and we didn't really talk as much, but I get it. I don't know. If we're not going to go, if we're going to refuse this summons, I don't think we should just do it to sit around on our ass.
Do you think that we belong here in Greystand?
I think we belong here more than there. Wherever there is, I think it would be an experience to meet more people like us. but I think Greystand is our home. It's where we grew up. We have friends here. We protect people here. We don't protect where they come. We protect where we come.
JT, you're cutting out a lot at the end of your sentences.
Okay.
I was certainly thinking that way. Especially with everything that's going on. With how much we put into protecting this place as a ranger, and then with Myrna, that whole fucking journey. I thought I was doing it for this place. And not to mention Brandon. And Kitty. And then he shows up. I have to remember all over again that I'm not from here and I'm not like these people.
Well, I mean, I think I'm the only thing that really sets you apart from these guys.
Oh
so
yeah,
it's not
the
that
only
bad.
thing, just a small little, just a tiny little detail about, yeah, just you, that's it.
I am smaller than you. It is technically a small.
Do you even have a physical, corporeal form to compare?
Well, if you had a way to embrace that which utilizes my power, I could.
What?
Yeah, I know, I've been neglecting him.
I'm just saying that there's opportunity for such things. Look, I say we hear what he has to say. I'm not saying that we should make a change our opinion, though, on going with him. Maybe even hear what they have to say. If that's an
They.
option. Yeah.
The big they. The they that sent us here.
Mm-hmm. Or at least the closest thing to it. Which might only be him. I don't know. I don't know what kind of messengers or representatives they have, but if anything, he's a resource. Information we can get.
We'll see how it goes. Like, he's just gonna put his back against the exterior wall of the tavern
Mm-hmm.
and slide down to a sitting position. Just close his eyes. Just sit there for a while.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Tim,
Yes.
is your next move to go to Whispers?
After spending some time with his family, just a little bit. Yeah.
All
Once a bit of the commotion has died down, go to grab Rissa
Mm-hmm.
and see about heading on over there.
All right. Well, before we take our trip to Whisper's hut, we're going to take a break. We'll explore that when we get back. Break. back. I'm slouching. Sorry. Hi, everybody. I hope everybody is having a wonderful evening. We'll just engage with you for a couple of minutes here while we wait for our last attending individual to arrive. Just in case anybody's wondering, Cassidy is very under the weather today, so we're giving her a break to step away for the evening, but hopefully she'll be back at full steam ahead next week. How group check, how's everybody here doing?
Are talking to chat?
No, you three that are
Oh.
currently here.
Good.
I mean, I want to know how chat's doing too, but I'm checking on you guys also.
Okay. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Pretty good.
I'm
Vibing.
sorry about Jules, Rarissa, or Luna.
I was so ready to cry. I was like,
I
don't
was-
cry on camera. Don't cry
I
on
was
camera.
waiting for it.
I was getting
was-
crying gifs in the DMs. Thank you.
That hurt me.
Why the fuck do you have to take jewels from us?
Why'd you have to take jewels from her? Fuck.
Yeah, well, seemed like good writing.
We liked him.
So it's
Yeah.
the George
We
R. R.
barely had him
Martin
for a
writing.
month.
I want the necklace where everyone could see him.
Yeah. Well, he's not dead.
Might as well be.
But it could be. Never know.
I mean, if he sticks to his word.
Or come
Hi,
back.
Biddy. Hi, Midge.
Woo.
Hey.
Guys.
Hmm. Whew, man. We're going to just give it a couple more minutes, gang, and then we're going to get started again. As we have a hut to visit. Hey, there he is. I think you're
Sorry,
muted. Oh, no, there you are. You're good.
I made toast.
You made toast.
I did.
Serious business.
Yeah,
Is that homemade bread?
it is.
That's fantastic.
With sourdough.
Mmm. I could fuck up some sourdough. Hold on 1 second while I convey some information back and forth with somebody.
Okay. I find this very ominous.
Yeah, you should. Anyway.
Hold on.
Proper reaction. Tim.
Gaylord.
We're gonna move back in now. Tim and Marissa. You are headed to Whisper's hut.
All right.
Any words on the way?
She would reach over and grab his hand.
He's quicker to move than I am. Thank you.
Okay.
We'll walk hand in
Silent.
hand to Whisper.
All right. Well, approaching the hut of Whisper, you see that the graves, the field of graves, is still covered with vines, much in the way you left it. No real difference, or at least not that you can notice in this dark light. A very dim candlelight is emitted behind the shutter,
I'll knock softly and then try to walk in.
So you're just gonna knock and then push the door open?
Yeah, I'll wait a little bit.
You
Talia?
Okay. You knock, you wait a second, and you go to push the door open, and it opens before you can push it open. And in a long robe, hood up, is Whisper.
Whisper.
So you are aware, then?
You are now too.
Yes.
I hope you don't mind I asked her to use your hut. I thought you'd be back at the tavern.
I prefer a more quiet surrounding,
Understand.
so I retreated back.
What did you do with her?
She opens the door for you to look in, and Talia is it's a small hut. She's on the other side of the hut, sitting down, and it looks like she has a little cup of tea in her hands. Whisper puts a hand on your shoulder. Are you okay?
I don't know yet, Whisper. But I'll do what I have to do. It is what it is.
She looks back at Talia and then to you. From what I have detected, she seems to be herself.
Yeah.
But clearly with assistance. Not another entity, but magic.
There was a necromantic magic coming off of the rot. By the way, we defeated Mirna. I'd show you her legs, but I left that back at the tavern. Turns out ironwood seems to be a good material for enchantment. I think we can slap some magic in it. I don't know what we'll do with that yet, but
I would very much like to examine them when the time is right.
They are back at the tavern if you decide to go there now. Otherwise, you're welcome to stay here. You're a good friend.
I would like to stay, and necromantic energies makes sense.
Does explain Talia.
It does. I have not been able to fully study necromantic properties to an extent, but I can see where it can bring one back from the cycle.
We actually saw, well, I didn't witness it myself, but there was magic used by, you've seen the Goliaths, right?
Yes.
Someone in their clan has the ability to bring back someone to life. If they've passed, I believe you can't wait too long, but Tim will actually pull out the diamond. She said that this is the key. It's something they use.
Puts out a hand. May I?
Of course.
And
I'll proceed in.
She observes it. And
Rarissa, I assume.
Yeah, Marissa would follow behind.
She'd bow her head to you, Rarissa, as you enter.
To be clear, I haven't let go of your hand.
She would probably squeeze his hand a little harder as they got closer to Talia.
Talia, sitting on this little stool with this cup of tea in her hands. She looks like she's been crying. Maybe not within the last minute, but her eyes are a little bloodshot. She's got a little bit of she just looks sad. And you hear the littlest sniffle. And she looks at you, Tim, and she does her best to smile. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Talia. Is it kind of wrong that I thought, how do sinuses work whenever she's got no flesh beneath the skin? That's a little cold. Okay.
A rustling of leaves instead of a sniffle.
Okay. Psychosomatic. Let go of Rarissa's hand and give Talia a hug.
When you go to hug her, she starts to cry as soon as you get close to her, and she wraps her arms around you and she squeezes, and you can almost feel her trembling as she does, and you feel warmth as she holds you. And she's just kind of burying her face in your neck, and you can hear the soft sobbing.
I'll hold her for a while. Rub her back.
I died, Tim.
You did. And I still don't know what got you. It was quick, though.
Tim.
Didn't look like you suffered at all. Small consolation.
Tim, in this moment, I want you to give me a history check.
Ooh, I think I might be proficient.
I think you are too.
I am. Also, there is something else I haven't been using. When you attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore, if you do not know that information, you often know where or who you can obtain it.
That's a background thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't think this applies. I mostly just picked the background for the proficiencies.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a synthetic 20.
Good. You say, I don't know what got you, Talia, but it was quick. And your brain starts to replay how you found her. Starts to replay current events. You're pretty sure one of Myrna's roots are what speared her and killed her. The difference between Levana and Talia is the root went straight through Talia. Talia's wound was with the intention to kill, whereas Levana's was to possess, if you will.
Right after he says that, he'll say, wait. I do know what got you.
Between the size of the hole in the temple and the remnants of when she died, and the way you saw Levana.
And it was clean.
Mm-hmm.
Very clean. Cleaner than anything we'd seen. Well, I guess that's some good news. Not much consolation for the dead, but the living, maybe.
Well,
Myrna got you. But she's dead now.
she has this mixed reaction of confused when you say Myrna did it, and then relief as well. It's a odd mix to go from one to the other, but well, I don't remember anything.
She got you in the back. You wouldn't have seen it coming.
I still. She puts her hand on her chest. I think I still have the wound, but it's filled in, kind of.
Can you show me your back?
Well, it's not the I can, but it's not the back that I noticed.
Yeah, well, it went right through you. It went into the tree.
Well, here, and she turns around and she unbuttons the top of her shirt so she could push her shirt down. You see her back, and where the wound was in her back, it's like a plant has grown out of the wound and is kind of, it's almost like it's holding her torso together. Like it's almost like a harness kind of thing, or like a what's the word, corset, like a coming out of her back and wrapping around her sides. And she goes, but that ain't what well, okay, she doesn't know it's back there, but she goes, what I noticed was this. And she, keeping herself modest, she turns around, and her chest right in the middle is one of these blushing bride flowers that has just bloomed out of her chest.
Ain't that something?
And you can see, like, there's, this, whatever comes out of her back, like it comes around to the front, but it's right there in the center of her chest, like where her heart would be.
That's damn near poetic, don't you think? Your legacy sitting right there in your chest.
You found the recipe?
I sure did. And found some more of those flowers. I made 4 of the potions.
That's great. Do they work all right?
Look to Marissa. Yeah, they work all right.
She smiles. First time you've seen her smile since you've been here. Since you've seen her in this form. I'm good. Good. I'm glad it helped.
It's
Helps
the
with
only
me.
reason I'm moving right now.
Yep.
Good. I don't know what all this means, the flower and all that, but I know I don't feel dead.
You taught me a lot of lessons. Never were one to coddle. But I'm not really sure how to handle this. I don't know how long you'll be here in this form. I'm not sure if it's got any sort of limit. And I don't want to put the family through losing you again.
Right. Well, I don't want him to feel that pain again either. Well, what should I do? Should I leave?
No. No. The options would be, as far as I can see, well, one of them depend on Whisper here, I think. I could dispel the magic. It's reanimating you. We'll have to say goodbye once again. Or you could stay here with Whisper if she's okay with it. We can see how long you continue.
So,
Maybe one day bring you back to the family, but I don't know. I'm not sure what their reactions would be.
so die again, or hide out with Whisper, if she'll have me.
Unless you do want to leave the village. It's dangerous out there. I don't know if you'll ever pose any sort of threat to anybody, so I don't know if I could say you should go to Saxondale because, well, they've helped us out. I'd hate to unwittingly put them in danger.
Whisper, she steps forward. I can keep her here, if that is what she desires.
Whisper's got a sort of a effect around the things around her. If you notice, the graveyard had the vines and the rot, but none of it wants to touch her cabin. I think that'll help out.
I think also, if I may be so bold to suggest, that your sister does not contain this rot, as you have called it, or else she would not be sitting here right now.
Probably not.
And with both of your permission, I would be all right with testing her limitations as far as if she will survive. Nothing too invasive. There are tests that we could do.
Yep. I've already lost you, Talia. And I had to come to terms with letting you go, given some of the things we'd seen out there. So, any extra time I get with you now is just extra. It's a treat.
Well, I'm going to stay here with Whisper. If I'm
All
allowed
right.
to make that decision, that's what I want to do. And if I'm gonna, if this is my second chance and we decide that it's too much for the family, then, well, maybe your friends from Saxondale can take me away and I can start a life there, or I don't want to die again. I don't want to disappear.
All right. After all this, well, the most immediate issues are taken care of here in our village. I'll see what I can figure out with the family. And we'll let Whisper see what she can figure out with you and proceed after that.
Okay.
I mean, if we have to keep this a family secret, that's fine with me. I got Tallulah and Tammy working in the apothecary, but I mean, I don't think they'll be anywhere near as good as you for quite some time.
Well, I can help you know where all my things are that maybe can help them learn faster, better.
I did a lot of note taking after you'd passed and organized
Okay.
things a little bit. Left a good bit of notes for them to follow some instructions. Help to speed that along, but I'm sure
I think the
you could
key is
really help out with that.
I think the key is getting Tammy to sit still long enough to actually read those notes, Tim.
Yep. I think Tallulah got too distracted on just making things nice and pretty.
Oh, bless her. I hope I can see them again. I miss everybody.
Well, just be patient.
I will. I will.
I've learned more about magic, and we had some adventures out there. Marissa's actually been with me for one of the more interesting parts. I'll show her my staff and just start telling her a bit about things.
Catch her up.
Mhm.
She's still a little emotional, wiping tears from her eyes. And just nodding and listening, and after a few moments fully enraptured in whatever you have to tell her about your travels, for as long as you would tell her.
Well, he's got his best friend back, so he's probably going to talk for a while.
Okay. Marissa, you're gonna stay with him?
He would
What?
probably go sit out like on. Does Whisper have a porch? Give him some
She's
privacy
got
with
a
Talia.
bench. She has a bench out there.
He
Yeah.
would probably go sit on the bench for a little bit and just kind of give him time to be with Talia.
Mm-hmm. I see you, kitty.
Iskrahatia.
Kitty.
Oh, goodbye. Okay.
So how's brother?
His brother's down here.
Yeah, I see him.
Chewing on a cable. Hold on.
Well, all of you where you are, doing what you're doing, eventually finding your way either to the court, for some of you maybe, or just your family homes, wherever you decide to spend your night. For the first time in a month, you sleep under a familiar roof, under familiar skies, for what is a quiet and peaceful night. The next day, I need to get my weather table out. Man, guys, you did it. You're in gray stand. And
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
For now.
you're back home.
I think it's safe to say that Rena went, or I don't know. I don't know where she would have stayed for the night. I guess they're staying at the tavern still, right? Probably.
For the measure, you have a choice. You can go home if you want,
Tavern.
or to the port. Okay. The morning comes with a rainstorm, not a thunderstorm. No d20 rolls needed. No lightning.
Staying
strikes.
inside otherwise.
Just rain. Who stayed at the Drunken Dragon? Well, where is everybody? So Ren is at the Drunken Dragon. Marissa, where are you?
That depends on how the night went. If Tim stayed in at Whisper, she would probably just curled up on the bench.
Probably would have walked back to the court with you.
The court? Okay. What about Ulrich?
Ulrich's going back to his place.
Okay. And for the sake of just knowing where everybody is, we'll say Cassidy is at the Drunken Dragon with her parents. Renna,
Dear.
James approaches you
Mm-hmm.
as you are awake. You have breakfast. I can't tell you how glad I am that you all came back in one piece.
Yeah, thank you for helping the village while we were gone. Don't know what we'd do without you, James.
I did my best. The north side of the village is a little beat up. There's some damage, but I think you lost a lot of your cattle too over at the ranch. But other than that, so we came out on top. So we're trying to wrap my head around the fact that we didn't lose anybody. That's... Thank goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
You all
amazing.
suffered enough.
Yeah, we did. And Renna's looking around. She's looking for Martin Tenwood. Just to kind of make eye contact if he's around, but...
He's walking around handing out food and drink to people. He sees you, offers his best smile as he can in such times. When you wave to him, he just gives you a little wink, you know. Keeps on milling about. So, what's the plan now?
I don't really know. Tim and Ulrich were wanting to dig up the spire or dig under it. I think we need to investigate that a bit more, but I was more worried about everyone here. I wanted to come back. So.
Understandable. Completely understandable.
We've been away long enough. So. For once, I don't want to leave.
Well, there's only one place you can truly call home, right?
Right.
Right. You got a lot of good people here. They're fortunate to have you five. So, I have to ask, because it's kind of my job now. Did you learn anything while you were out there?
Did I learn anything?
I mean, like, about Myrna, about any of it.
I was gonna say just not fuck with the forest, but
That may be a lesson to derive from this, but that's aside from that.
Me scrolling back through my notes. There's been so much. I don't remember all of what we told you, but when we went to Thrix, we found I mean, I guess Thrix has been around for a really long time.
Yeah.
Had been, you know. I'm not the person to ask this.
Well, I think we covered a lot of what you discovered in Thrix, but well, I mean, with Myrna, with your fight, anything?
Why am I choking?
Sorry. I'm gonna be asked by Titania eventually what I've discovered while I'm out here. I just don't want to go back empty-handed.
Did Tim verbalize anything that he had learned with his detect magic when we were all together? Tim, you don't think he did?
I don't think that he did. Other than that, the ironwood seems to be a material that can be used for enchanting. Is he back yet?
He did verbalize that?
About the ironwood, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, the ironwood seemed to be something that we can enchant. I don't really... Magic's not my strong suit, so I'm not too sure. It might be a question to ask Tim when he comes back.
Materials do hold enchantments rather well. I've never had the opportunity to really investigate ironwood, so that's good to know.
Yeah.
To the legs.
I don't know how useful this will be, but obviously you saw Tim was just carrying her legs when we brought her back.
Yeah.
The upper half just kind of vanished into it was like a puff of smoke, right?
It
It
exploded.
exploded, in blood and viscera, I thought.
Was it?
It exploded, yes.
Okay, well, it
was,
exploded.
It was, yeah.
There was
There was-
detritus.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't honestly say why only the upper half would have done that. That's a little weird to me. But
The guts are.
Well, I don't know. Perhaps that was just a focus of her power, was somewhere in her upper half. And it just let loose.
maybe. By the way, I just wanted to be like, that's above my pay grade. Like,
It's not my area of expertise.
all I did was stab her with a scimitar.
Well, I'll touch base with Tim then about the ironwood. So far, all I have to go on involving all this is it has something to do with Grimm and something to do with Pyre and Cinder.
Yeah.
So I don't know how Grimm's connected to all that, but
I don't know either. I've got some questions for Grimm the next time he shows up. As he mentions my dad. So,
oh,
he's next.
well, if you find him, let me know because I'm looking for him too.
I'll be sure to, James.
I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to stay. When Titania calls, we have to go. We will extend our resources as much as we can while we're here. But it may only be for another day. I'm not sure. We're kind of like on vacation right now.
This was vacation?
No, I mean we're not expected to be on our regular duties. So
Okay.
I asked to
no.
be sent here to help.
Well, glad to have you while you've been on vacation, James. But yeah, can you think of any way that we could make travel between here and Saxondale easier?
Magic.
Above my, yeah, okay. Talk to Tim about that.
Maybe.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
My means of moving the way that I have is on behalf of Titania. It's not my own magic, unfortunately. But I am hopeful that at some point I can learn and utilize that kind of magic.
I'd like to see that. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, me too.
I just
One
know
day.
fire.
Hey, fire's very good, useful.
Not when it burns
Try and
down the
maybe-
forest.
I mean, if you're meaning to burn down the forest, it's useful.
Ulrich's fucking tossing and turning.
God damn it.
Let's go to a familiar map. Let me find it.
When Brenna and James are done having their conversation, she's gonna go converse with Lennar. We don't have to play it out, but she's gonna go eat breakfast with them.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Home away from home. Brenna and Rarissa at the court.
What?
Tim and
Morning.
Marissa?
Tim and Rarissa at the court. Sorry. Woo!
Sir!
I don't know, man. It's been a long day, okay? What are we doing, guys? The morning has come. You're greeted by the sound of rain. No thunder.
Thunder.
What are we doing?
What time in the morning is it?
When we wake up,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, I mean, when do you normally wake up? You're home for the first time in a month.
Oh. I think we both wake up on the bear rug.
Okay.
And gotta get up and make tea.
Harry? What was the bear's name?
Harvey?
Harvey?
Was it
Hold on.
Harvey?
I might have it in my notes. Let me scroll
I really
back.
don't think it was Harvey. I think I'd remember Harvey.
Where's Harvey Dent?
Where is he?
Okay, I don't have notes on that. I'm so sorry.
I have
No,
it somewhere.
devastating.
I have it somewhere. I just can't remember what session note it's in. Oh, session 23. Oh, no, never mind. That's not it. I tried. Anyway, you all wake up on the bear rug. And you are making tea, as you said. Any particular plans while you're here or for the day?
I think Tim's plan is to wake up, drink some tea, sit there and talk a little bit maybe, and then we'll discuss what we feel we need to do next. Probably go back to the Drunken Dragon.
Okay. Urus, anything in particular for you?
She'd probably wake up and be like, Eric's not as comfortable as a bed.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have passed out right there.
It's a long night. She would join him in like tea and talking and well, we should want to go to the tavern first and check on everyone.
Probably should. I think we should debrief with James.
Okay.
thank you again for joining me last night. I didn't expect that sort of resolution. I thought I'd have to kill my sister again.
I know. I'm glad you didn't have to. I hope you don't have to.
Thank you for being there for me. Are you okay?
Feeling better today. Thank you for the potion.
Another reason to be thankful for Talia.
All right. And you all will head to the Drunken Dragon.
Yep.
Ulrich, where are you? Oh, you're at your own house.
Yep.
What's your plans, or
When are we supposed to meet Malachite?
in like a week?
We were gonna meet him sooner.
Oh, he
Basically
gave
the
you a week,
the
I
yeah,
apologize.
we were on the Sunday. We're gonna meet him on the Friday, but translate that into Gatia terms.
Also took
You're
us
not
a day and a
really
half to
right.
get back, so we should be on.
It's
the
the
tw-
19th. It's the 19th. So Myrna died on the 17th. You got back into. Wait. Myrna died on the 17th. And you left and spent the night out in the woods. It became the 18th. On the 18th.
We got in at the
you
end
traveled.
of
Yeah, you got to Graceland at the end of the 18th. Did all the stuff we just did. Went for a rest, and now it's the 19th. The morning of the 19th. Time is a soup. Anyway.
and then we get to meet him on the 22nd.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. That would be Quinda is the Friday of Gatia.
Okay. As far as the morning goes, Ulrich doesn't have anything except he'll get dressed, he'll find something for himself to eat,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll make his way to the tavern, which seems like a reasonable place. Everyone is gonna happen to reconvene at.
Yeah, it's where everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
You all convene at the tavern. It's bustling. People are much more talkative. Spirits are high. And Bosna is outside the tavern with some of the shepherds near him, and he's just discussing some sort of plan, it seems. Inside the tavern, you could see that. Are you too good? No? Yes. Inside.
Fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Inside the tavern, the leadership, Valdine and Umir, are having a discussion with Viren. Oh, that's how I fucked up his name. I called him Viren that one time. That's what it was. Valdine and Viren. They're having a discussion with her. And all the other villagers are just... Their spirits are up, and there's a hint of, like, not agitation, but people are a little antsy. They've been in this... It's safe to assume they've been in this tavern for days, like, surrounded by everybody. They're ready to get away. They want approval to leave. Like, you hear a couple of them just murmuring, like, oh man, I hope they let us go home soon, or I cannot stand to be around this many people for much longer, you know. But yeah, you're all here.
Okay.
What are we doing, gang?
Okay. Let's find James.
Easy to find. He's off to the side. He's kind of like he's near the leaders, but he's not really conversing with them at the moment. And he has his he has the water genasi individual tied, standing next to him, and as well as Veliana, and they're just kind of eating, having a conversation. But you walk up to him, and he smiles. Good morning.
Morning, James.
Sleep well, I hope.
Yeah, for the most part.
Oh, I would hope that there's some relief knowing that Myrna's gone. Might help you sleep a little better.
There was a good bit of relief, honestly. But,
Good.
Yeah.
He's
Okay,
clapped on the shoulder.
Myrna's gone. We discovered some things about Ironwood that we'll have to dig into more. The spire is still there. We're able to walk inside of it.
Oh. Anything inside?
It's pretty hollowed out. We tried to see about getting down under to it, but the roots are kind of in the way, so I don't know how far out we'll have to go to dig under it, but
Why you want to get under it?
still need to figure out what's causing this rot that's made its way into the village. It's got a necromantic sort of power to it, and that could be pretty disastrous.
Well, I mean, that would explain a lot of the dead vegetation, I suppose.
Made its way into the village. I'm not sure how far this spire's reach actually goes, but I believe it has taken lives not too far out of the village a good while before we made this trip. So if it's had time to go further, then who knows how far it actually reaches.
All right.
I wish we had something more definitive. Trying to think of anything we learned, anything else we learned. How was the fight here? Not terrible?
Messy, actually. There was quite a lot of those things. Fortunately, they weren't too much to lay low, but the sheer quantity was almost overwhelming. There was no room to relax until their numbers just thinned.
Then I'm all the more glad that you were here. Thank you,
Messy.
James.
Messy really is the operative word there. I honestly think that might be the biggest issue ahead of us now. Just getting this village cleaned up.
Yeah,
I'm worried about food, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like the rot started creeping in on the south end a little bit too. Not as much as up north, but I don't know how well those crops are doing out there in that farm field.
Oh, I honestly don't really want to think about it. Well, yes, there's pros and cons to losing people that we did. Hopefully we don't lose any more. This winter's going to be terrible. If we don't get back in shape, farm's going to have to run.
The rangers can pull double hunts if we have to.
Okay, good.
You can always work on expanding your farmland.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think the main person fighting against that sort of thing is now gone, so that shouldn't be so difficult now. I think we've probably earned some leeway with the village elders.
Well, good.
Gritting his guys to start cutting down trees.
Good. some sort of barrier would probably not be a bad idea either, even if it's just you push back the woods a bit. Give yourself a little bit of a buffer between your buildings that are the furthest out and where the forest is. It's what we tried to do in Saxonvale, but now we've got all those
Brambles.
vines, all the brambles coming in. Yeah.
Tim's gonna stop, look around. Is Anthea anywhere in sight?
You could spot her. Yeah. I mean, you know her silhouette well enough to pick her out of a crowd, I would say.
I'll give her a shout.
She runs over.
Hi, Anthea.
Hi, Tim.
It's a pleasure to see you again.
You too.
So glad you could make it back
Oh,
for this nice visit and help out.
it was definitely a visit, and I'm happy to help out. What'd you
You were a
need?
big help. I had a
I
question
tried.
for you.
Of course.
Do you have any sort of plant growth magic?
Hold on, let me check.
Because I don't. I'm not sure that I'll ever be able to figure anything like that out.
Well, not quite, but I'm sure in time I could learn. I can speak to plants,
Oh,
but I can't just grow them. I can not like extensively. I could do a little bit of like vine growth. Kind of use it as a defensive maneuver so things don't get too close to me.
yeah, I
but
remember that. Remember
Yeah,
that
but
night
I-
at the court?
Uh-huh.
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
I can't, thank you. Oh, stop. She blushes a little bit. If I try hard enough, I may be able to learn plant growth one day, if not sooner than later. I haven't really tried to learn anything new in a while, so
Well, I think our time, or your time here, might be limited if you're going to be returning with James. I'm not sure how long y'all are going to be here, but I imagine there's a deadline somewhere.
yeah, I don't know what it is either. James just said when it's time to go back, we'll go back.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of when we're summoned back, honestly.
Tatiana's going to summon you then?
Titania, yeah.
Titania, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll summon us and bring us back to Saxondale. Well, bring them back to Saxondale. I'll be going to see her and report on what's happened here. She's very interested. I dare
Well-
say concerned.
I'm glad she belongs to the Spring Court then.
Me too. I'm glad that, yeah. Yeah. So, I said to you, depending how things work out, we have more to talk about. Well, we're all still alive. That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good start. Myrna's gone. I mean, you know for certain she is dead.
The top half of her body's completely gone, and what remains of her lower half is pretty inert.
All right.
I don't want to sound like a pessimist.
Yeah,
But-
and I don't like to say definitive statements that I'm not completely sure of, so I think I'm right on board with you here. Continue, please. Sorry.
Myrna did not start in Lavana's body. I don't know if we can be certain that she ended in her body as well.
Well, let's hope that that's the case. But it's good to be cautious. Assuming, which is a dangerous thing, but assuming that she's gone, we're alive. I can't assume that, I just know it. We're alive. Grey Stand remains. This is the best case scenario. This is a pretty big deal. It got Titania's attention. We have while it's not one of our own court, We have someone missing. The can't remember what they're called. For us, it's the Green Lady. For Summer, it's and Anthea pops up. Ember Maiden. Ember Maiden is missing from your forest, Marlena.
Yeah, Lily has told us about that.
This has all gotten to Tanya's attention. If it involves the summer court and she's picking up on it, then this has to be something significant. More's coming. It has to be. She knows something she's not telling me. I'm pretty sure.
Do you have any way of communicating with her from here?
Well, I can try. And I can't guarantee she's gonna answer me. But there's more danger out there, Tim. If there are other threats out there that are just as big as Myrna, it wouldn't surprise me, if not bigger.
I think we more or less have confirmation of that. We got it from Crean.
How do you mean?
We've seen Grim working in other places through the orbs.
The orbs, right. Well, gonna keep me busy, that's for sure.
I think you might not be the only one.
Even more of a reason to be concerned. I don't know what Titania is going to allow me to participate with. I'm not supposed to delve into other court matters, but if these things affect the spring court somehow, well, then I can interfere all I want.
Well, this is our home. It looks like at some point we're going to need to go to Arcadia anyway, if Titania be so gracious as to point us in the right direction.
For the hag.
Mhm. That's where
Right.
we'll go.
I would say that is probably something that you should take care of. Because I really don't think things are going to get easier around here. If these other areas Grim has been to that are in your orbs are anything like Myrna, Greystan might be safe now. But eventually it won't be.
And those other villages are all the more still at risk.
Mm-hmm.
If we can help them out, great.
Is that something that you think you will do?
Go to Arcadia, fight the hag, confront her, and put an end to all this? Yeah, I'm not going to stand to have my village under constant threat of some outside force. It's bad enough we have to deal with the elements at all times and the denizens of the irised forest. I'm not going to stand for this, and I'm pretty sure everyone else on the measure feels the same way.
So, you correct me if I'm wrong. You plan to stop Grandmother Peggy so as to relieve yourselves of your curses?
Yeah, it's been a real pain in the butt for all of us.
And proceed to help these other villages? Is that correct?
Once we know our village is safe, would be nice.
Well,
I figure if we can eliminate Peggy as a threat, then the rest would probably fall in line, or at least it would give the other villages a fighting chance if there was a way that we could travel to those villages
I do think we
more
might be
easily.
overextending ourselves,
Yeah,
thinking too
maybe.
far ahead. We make any promises for other villages.
Not making any promises, but I do want to know where the rest of you are on this. What mind you are. If we can manage some sort of way of actually getting to these villages quickly. Knowing that Greystan is safe. Would you all be willing to go out and help them? This would be another step out, like with Saxondale. Making more allies, less dependency on the envoys, more autonomy, and community with others. It's a stretch. It's a long way off. Just something to mull over.
I feel like the future would be brighter for not only our village, but the others if we can form bonds.
And it seems like every sort of prophecy that we hear about or anything about the future with Katie and the, Russ's folk, as I'm going to call them right now. The Fulbergs.
Furbolg.
Furbolgs, yeah, thank you. It seems like they don't really know too much about envoys. I'm not sure what stops them, but I'm pretty sure we can all see that they're not omnipotent.
Oh,
And they're
yes.
not going to protect us from everything out here. We have to do it ourselves. They're just a guiding hand to sort of help.
Well, assuming that you take on Peggy and live, I'm just being realistic by saying that.
Sure.
If you go to help these other villages, your best bet is to find the protectors of those forests that come from the Fey courts. If anybody can help you, they can. They can point you in the right direction.
How would we go about making contact with those people? Would we be able to do that in Arcadia? Is there some sort of place where they tend to collect, commune?
They stay in their given territories, but you managed to get Lilius's attention without trying too hard. I think you can figure it out.
Yeah, but we had to actually be there for her. I don't know
Yes.
where all these other villages are. But I guess that's a bridge to cross and we'll get to it.
That might be something I can help you with. It
Really?
might. Well, the other Fey courts, it's not like they don't talk. I can ask around. I will be going to convene with Titania after this is all said and done in Greystand. While I'm there, I can ask around, and with a little doing, I can reach out to you for contact and tell you what direction you're looking at. But I'm going to have to get a look at those orbs again so I have some idea what these places look like.
Sure.
Okay.
Fetch them out of Cassidy's bag. Quick
Your
question.
little jingle as
As
she opens the bag.
As I'm taking these out and passing them, it's James. It's like, James, did Tanya know anything about the envoys? Or did you not ask?
I feel like she does. I haven't asked her opinion or what exactly she knows, but I've mentioned them before, and they didn't seem to be any sort of surprise to her. Something else I could check up on. But I'm going to tell you, Arcadia is a different plane. Odds are that the envoys don't have any sort of influence over Arcadia.
I wouldn't think that they would. I just don't know enough about them.
Right.
And the more that I've found out, the more that I realize that I don't know. Ah, I really want to make it back to Thrix, too. Fuck.
I'm sure
So
there's
much to
much you
do.
can learn from Thrix.
Probably.
Well, as long as I'm here, if there's anything I can do just to help, just let me know. All of us, we are at your disposal. That's the whole reason we came here, was to be helpful, so.
I've had thoughts.
Yeah?
We don't know for certain that the entire village is safe. But there is a lot of cleanup that needs to be done.
Certainly.
And I think this is something to discuss with the elders as well. But
Mhm.
I think that this is work that is going to take the entire village. I think it would be best if we took our forces, the measure, the Goliaths, and your guard, plus the rangers, the shepherds, and we spread out amongst the villagers and covered them as we all made an effort to get the village back into a livable state.
Certainly. Yeah, we can help with that. It makes sense. We should keep everybody safe and slowly make our way through, cleaning everything up, making sure there isn't any more threats out there, or at least not immediate threats. There's always something out there, you know, but obviously the Myrna variety is what you're looking for.
This way we can start cleaning without having to wait to do a full sweep of the village.
Then it'd be great if farmers could get back out and start harvesting whatever crop they can.
Understood.
If we feel safe enough, I could rally the rangers, and rather than contribute to protecting the cleanup, we could go out for a hunt.
Well, that'll be something, you know, you'll have to discuss with them, but I'm sure, you know, everybody seems to be gathering and planning for various things this morning. Now that Myrna's gone, everybody's getting a little more relaxed and wanting to get back into the swing of things, it seems. But yeah, we'll help, of course, as long as we can. But when that opening appears in the village again, we have to go. So
Okay.
that's how you'll know.
Whatever your method of contact, James, you could reserve one way of contacting me or someone else in the measure if we're not immediately available to let us know that you're leaving. We greatly appreciate it.
Okay.
That
I'll
or
do my best.
an elder.
Right. I will definitely let somebody know. Hopefully it is all of you. But we'll deal with that when it happens, right?
Yep.
All right, I think we're going to end session there. We are just moments out from 11 o'clock.
Seems like a good stopping point.
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody, thank you so much for coming out. We appreciate you. The VOD will be available. When will it be available, Sora?
Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, great. And the podcast portion, which is on Spotify and other podcasting platforms, will be available on Friday. Also, don't forget, on Friday, again, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch, we're going to have The Adventure Continues, where we're doing an Arc 1 recap. Open floor for questions that I can possibly answer. So make sure to come on by. And if you can't make it, but you want a question answered, send it to us on Twitter. Or if there's some other way you know of getting a hold of us, you can do it that way too. I really don't mind.
We have a Discord.
Yeah, we
We
have a
do.
whole
Discord!
That's
Oh
true.
my
That's
god!
true.
You could do it on there. You could ping me. I don't care if I have 20 alerts in the morning. Like, just ping me the question, and we will do our best to answer it on Friday.
Just absolutely fuck up general chat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a general
But
or a question.
Keep it safe for work, relatively. No gifs or pictures that are inappropriate. Words.
Do your best. What's
Yeah.
up, Sora?
I'm
You had a
gonna make
question.
an adventure continues questions.
Yeah.
That's great,
That's
yeah.
fantastic. There we go. You don't have to fuck up general if you don't want to. You can go into the Adventure Continues questions area and
Yeah.
post your questions there for us to see.
I do think the vibe now is actually please do not fuck up general. All right,
I won't. Hey, I won't
I
be
made
mad
that
either way.
recommendation in a different time. Things have changed since then.
The future is now, old man.
Hey, do it, Midge. I dare you.
I'm trying to
I
figure out
dare
where to
you.
put
I
it.
want questions. Fuck it up. I'll be looking. I'll be looking for questions. So that's going to be on Friday, and we we
It is
will.
under the showing everybody the Discord. You know what? Fuck it. Whatever. Hold on. It's under. Yep. There we go.
Yeah. Awesome. And, guys, my measure, if you think of a question and you're worried you're going to forget it, you post it in there too. Or if you're not going to be able to be there for the show on Friday, post it in there and we'll, if I can answer it, I will. Because I say that because I'm just anticipating one of you asking me a question I cannot answer.
Is it just gonna be you and me?
I don't know.
Okay.
Anybody
I'll-
going to be able
I'll-
to make it?
I'll try to be there.
Okay.
I'm giving a maybe.
Okay. All right. I know Amber won't be able to be here. She'll be at work, and Luna says she can't be here. So it's at least going to be you and me with maybe two more.
All right. Sounds good.
And yeah.
Oh, there they go.
Good. Good. Great. Thank you. Do it. So yes, Thursday's the VOD. Friday is the podcast. And also the adventure continues at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you all then as the adventure continues. Good night, friends.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Sleep well.
Great job, everybody.